Woo, I did my mic check, but I'm just now coming back on. Thank you for you guys' patience. We're back with another insightful topic. Of course, when I do these, everything I state is just my commentary and reaction to other trending news, other news headline stories. And right now, fortunately and unfortunately, the Netflix docu-series produced. Well, I know Mr. Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent helped produce it. I don't know who all helped produce it, but I just know it's a trending topic right now. And I see why. I see why. But thank you guys. You're invited to hit that like button, subscribe bell to show your support even after we post this segment tonight. Because it's not just me time. It's still, you know what? We're not going to talk about that because, see, part one and part two of the topics we did yesterday were about the CERN projects. So we'll keep that on back log for our next CERN topic, right? I'm now a new part of the CERN conspiracy nuts, if you will. I just found a new obsession with my own research pertaining to how CERN might be affecting human beings, the animals too, the environment. But this right here, um, I just think is crazy. Like I haven't been back to do a topic about this in a minute. Is how many people have sacrificed women to get where they are today? Because I'm about tired of the BS. So my title says why women are significant, why women are very relevant, why women are a very big part of the chess piece board when it comes to what they call sacrifices or sacrificial lambs. Okay. The reason I selected this picture for the thumbnail, the cover of this video, is because if you notice, in one picture, P. Diddy is standing next to Cassie, and he look happy. He looks happy. She looks happy. The next photos here and there, you might see him standing next to Kim Porter, and then I noticed they look happy. And then you see him standing next to Young Miami, and I'm just gonna continue to say the same thing. But he's standing next to Young Miami, Carisha, whatever they call her, and I don't mean no disrespect. It's just kind of late, so I'm not gonna pretend like I talk perfect in the midnight hours. But when something's on your chest, something's on your chest. When something's in your spirit, it's in your spirit, especially if you're a woman yourself. And I don't care if they call you a woman, a angel, a princess, a divine femme. It's something going on. To me, women are sacred either way you look at it. Just a natural born female is something special about her. It doesn't matter what family she comes from, what her DNA codes are, none of that. If she's a woman, oh Lord, she got a whole life ahead of her. Tell me I'm wrong. She got a whole life of natural changes ahead. And now those are just the natural things that come with being a woman. But imagine the unnatural things that come with being a woman. Like somebody might go somewhere and decide they need a sacrifice. And you can't tell me that people is safe from that. You can't tell me that people are safe from that. Uh, if you're alive, what makes you off limits? That's all I was asking. I think people thought doing it to certain women makes them credible to say why certain women deserved it. Can you first explain the processes of why certain women even have to pay this type of cost? Well, it just made me think about R. Kelly again and them girls that was at his house, right? And they were coming on camera even saying, "No, we're okay. We're not in danger. We promise. We here because we want to be." And people were concerned enough, especially those girls' parents. They didn't just take their word of mouth. Them getting on camera saying, "We okay, it's okay. We wanna be over here with R. Kelly. We wanna be over here kissing his feet and scrubbing his walls," and just like with that other guy, I forgot, Nature Boy, whatever cult he had going on. They always try to get the women to come on camera and say, it's okay. What's happened to me is totally fine." Like, you cannot manipulate everybody with that. Even me. I don't come on camera and show my face all the time because I don't want to. At least you know that nobody's forcing me to do anything. Now, that doesn't mean they're not forcefully playing with my analytics and other stuff, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. How is that not still sacrificing me though? Everything I do, you come behind me and make that effort look cursed as hell. I believe I'm a sacrifice too then. I mean, because who has that much time and effort and energy to make sure that they make sure I'm their sacrifice every day? I don't have time for this, but I do say I can relate to what some of these women say, you know what I'm saying, they might have experienced. Now, we're not saying that Cassie ever said she was sacrificed or that Kim Porter ever came and just said out her mouth, "Yeah, I think I'm a sacrifice." Me, I'm pretty straightforward. I'll say it while the breath and blood still runs warm in my body. There's so many evidences of it, at least of attempts, if you ask me. But the thing about these ritualistic sacrifices, they always have to make it look a little coincidental. For example, how do we know all them people during the Hurricane Katrina event were not sacrifices? We do not know this. Yeah, because if it looks coincidental, then you deserved it, right? Or you just were at the wrong place at the wrong time, right? How many times are we going to try to convince people to believe this stuff? Men matter too. I'm just saying, with women, to me, there's something significant about them in the spirit, especially if they trying to time travel. It's so weird how CERN still connects to this topic, but I'm not trying to talk about the CERN project right now. But if you want to travel so far back in the beginning, women make you that sick now. You got to travel to the past and the future just to see what's in store for them. I'm just trying to put my mind in the or put my mind frame just for 1 second of how these people might think. Even they know it's something. Anyways, because Kanye West was another one. I'm not gonna say he came out and actually said this, but he used to say stuff along the lines like his mother was sacrificed. He never said he did it or who did it. Y'all find a clip for me so I can clarify this. He would openly say it on interviews. And yes, Kanye West's mother was another woman. And I researched some of, you know what I'm saying, her life and how much blood, sweat, and tears she put into raising her son. Uh, some of her accomplishments and things like that. I'm not saying I know everything about the woman's life. Uh, Rest in peace to Kanye West's mother too. Like that. You see what I'm saying? Why are they always mothers? Womanhood is about motherhood too. I was just wondering. A lot of these women that conspiracy say were sacrificed, like Aaliyah, people be like, she didn't have no kids. Y'all don't know that. Y'all do not know who had kids before they died. Because it seems like people try to do a good job hiding the kids, especially with advanced technology here now. Like if hiding a kid is simply changing their name, changing their location, changing their status, then I just was thinking that's kind of odd. Uh, I only say that because all the other ones seem to be have children. Like that's another thing. Cassie, they might say, "Oh, this is her first baby. She didn't have kids." I don't entertain those type of conversations anymore. Cause like if I wasn't there to personally witness that a person didn't have kids from the time they were able to produce kids to the time they died, I'm not in the position to say who had a child in this world a seed or two before they died. Maybe that's why they were sacrificed. They didn't want people to know about their kids. Ain't that something? What threw me off a little bit about the P. Diddy story, though, he was never trying to hide his kid. Not from what I see, but we have to remember in the celebrity world, just because they choose to show you a few of their kids don't mean you know who all their kids are. Period. Like right now, you can't pay me to believe Tupac didn't have more kids than any documentary has ever proved. Period. Nick Cannon, people like that, we appreciate them. You know about their kids because they tell you about their kids in the media. But just because, like right now, I have four, I could just show my baby more than I show my other kids. That don't mean I don't have other kids. You see what I mean? Even if this is true, like why do people choose to hide certain kids? You know what I'm saying? We're in 2020. We're going into 2026. Why can't we have these type of topics openly? Because it seems like once people make their mind up about who they're going to sacrifice, they try to make it like nobody on the earth has the power to stop it. If I want to research anything, it's how to reverse stuff like that. I mean, because so many lives have already been taken. You understand? They probably just thought it was a coincidental thing, like Kim Porter. They was like, oh, it was just coincidental. She died of pneumonia. You know what I'm saying? There are still people. Al B. Shore was one of the main one people. He was saying that. He was like, I don't believe that my son's mom just suddenly died of pneumonia. But guess what? If that's what's written on the cause of death papers, if that's what's written, if that's what you're told, that's just how you're gonna believe that person died. It's crazy. Pneumonia, all I know, I've never had pneumonia, but there's a lot of symptoms and stuff with pneumonia that resemble other sicknesses. You can have a whole cold, and it's just a cold. You can even have a severe cold. They call it cold and flu. One thing about all these colds and stuff, they all have similar properties and symptoms that could have been other sicknesses too. I'll be right back, guys. That's my best way to describe a sacrifice. Like, notice how my title says it seems like they try to make every sacrifice look like the person was willing. Oh, this person consented. They wanted to be my sacrifice. And I don't think that's true all the time. Especially when children and stuff are involved. What child just gonna imagine and have a fantasy about being sacrificed? That's something you would have to like train them or like teach them. You see what I'm saying? That it's okay, right? So even biblically speaking, right? There's this one famous story in the Bible about Abraham and his son Isaac. You know, because if you pray for 50, 60, 70 years for God to bless you with a son, and then your wife finally get pregnant, and you feel like something has encouraged you to go sacrifice their son, right? Uh this is a real story in the Bible. They claim that with that story, that God was just testing Abraham's faith. And they can try to compare and say people were sacrificing people in the Bible all they want to. But I know with that story, God actually gives him an instruction to not take the life of his son. God tells him, hey, no, 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 never mind, don't do that. It was just a test. It was just a test, but it was trying to show an exhibition of Abraham's faith. Because if you give me a Bentley, a 2026 Bentley, and you ask me for it back, I should have no problem giving it back to you. Would I gonna argue with you all day long? Well, you gave it to me. I mean, but I just feel like to sit there and make every sacrifice look like people were willing participants is weird. Y'all do know that some of these people, I feel like they were sacrificed 100% unknowingly. And if this is the case, why? Why do you want people 100% unconscious, unaware, unbeknownst, uh, unprotected? Look at all the things that come with sacrifices. You need somebody like that. But if I were to be able to plead anything with the universe, the spiritual law, and spiritual justices and injustices, because I do feel like the universe listens to my heart, I would say, I think that needs to change. If they're going to keep the routine and reality and existence of sacrifices, they need to have proof that people consented to being your sacrifice. Because who is really worth that? Kanye West miss his mother. He talk about it all the time. And you want people to be convinced that she was a willing sacrifice for her son to be who he is today. Because she might not agree with some of the things she's seen going on with her son in the media. So was it worth it? Was it? Is it? Same difference. You know what I'm saying? Like who is worth and you sacrifice your mother and everything, but all these years later, let's say he got all these deals, all these record deals, all these fashion deals, whatever comes with sacrificing somebody. Like he got all of this stuff. But what I see with Kanye West is like, bro, you sacrifice your mom and a whole nother woman is over there spending most of your money just because she has four of your kids. Like I'm just trying to make it make sense for me a little bit. Like Kanye West, was it worth it, bro? He probably spent some of his money too, but a whole nother lady. I'm not saying she's uh I don't know what Kim Kardashian is doing. What are you trying to do? Walk around here flaunting the energy of his mother? Do you know what that man sacrificed to get what he has? What he, everything he has, and the name and the status that comes with being Kanye West? They don't care. You think the next person cares what you had to sacrifice? They just want a piece of your harvest. Harvest. That's all they want. That's what I'm starting to see. So, though people try to do these sit down interviews and still tell people, like, yeah, I had to sacrifice this person, this thing, that thing, people really don't care. I think they listen just at the reality that, you know, the reality that these type of uh, rituals are happening out here. I'm actually one of those people that are happy that this is being more brought out. Just 10 years ago, you still had a lot of people uh, who just wasn't paying as much attention to this. Now, as soon as you bring up somebody died, that's one of the first things come to people's mind, especially if they were like healthy, strong people like Kim Porter was. That's why people like, what you mean she suddenly got pneumonia and died? People catch pneumonia all the time and survive it, honestly. Um, and then when you look at the timing of some of these quote unquote coincidental circumstances, that's what people be talking about. So theoretically speaking, and what's the other word I'm looking for? They say that she was possibly about to expose this or that. So wouldn't y'all say that's strange, Tommy? You're possibly finna let out a book or do a documentary. You see 50 Cent got to do one. I hope a whole lot of people get to do one. Not just 50 Cent, because look how many people died just trying to do one. Trying to do a tell-all book or uh And maybe P. Diddy just felt like I think it's ironic though, because if that's really why she got sick or fell ill and had to die, I don't care what nobody say. I feel like that lady was a sacrifice. Just like they want to believe this about Left Eye, another woman, Aaliyah, another woman. Black women, might I add. Either way, Tupac, Biggie, all the people I just named. You cannot deny that you didn't see certain people rise who literally were close to them. We're not just talking about random people rise. People who were close to them seemed to suddenly rise, have new fashion lines, have new fancy cars. They money suddenly expanded when Kim Porter died, when when Puff, I'm sorry, what's his name? Biggie died, when Tupac died, when Eazy died. Why was there people close to them suddenly with a bunch of money in their pocket? Oh, I guess it was insurance money. Because you still don't want people to believe that they were sacrificed. So let's make it make sense. Right now, certain brands, rapper brands, if I can call it that, they're finna make a lot of money this Christmas. They got King Von sweaters, King Von house shoes, King Von. I already seen it. I already seen it online. Like, and all I'm saying is the King Von merchandise, the Tupac merchandise, Biggie merchandise. Just know all that money always goes somewhere. Nipsey Hussle merchandise, because once a person die, that's people's favorite thing to do is put them on a T-shirt. And I'm not trying to be funny. The thing about putting people on T-shirts, now you can make a million different T-shirts, but who is all that money going to? Who are those percentages of that fashion line going to? With Nipsey Hussle's face on it, with Puff Daddy's face on it. I'm sure people do it out of good intention, like, oh, I'm gonna buy me a shirt with uh Biggie Small's face on it. But if you really care about what happened to these people, why would you still be feeding into whoever the hell is trying to make money off these people while they're deceased? I don't know. To me, like certain laws need to change surrounding it. There has to be a way you can keep people's memory alive without one person. It's always one hidden figure making most of the money off of everything to do with that person that died name. Cause if it happened to me, people gonna know. Like that's crazy. She used to speak on it. Then they turn around and try to do it to her. Well, I guess so. If you see suddenly people have murals and pictures of me on t-shirts, and you better ask questions like who is getting this money when people buy a t-shirt with Arthur Sherry's picture on it now that she's dead. Who does that money go to? I know I'm not the first one to ask. It's just really interesting to think about. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I sitting on your blanket? Okay. Oh, it is your pillow. I'm sorry. Here.
I'm not to sit down.
Well, I need to sit somewhere. You want me to sit on the floor?
No, on the sit.
Oh, man.
Sit
How about
down.
I just sit right here? Huh? So, I don't know, because even me, any one of my kids could have been sons or boys, but they're girls. And a time like today, too. Hey, by the way, y'all, the FBI has done more urging, serious urging for people to keep their kids off the internet. I shared the article on my news feed the other day, not saying they should have to tell people that, unlike Australia, who's just straight up banned 16 and under. If you're not 16 and over, you're banned from social media over there. And I was like, shout out to Australia. They deserve an award for that. It had to get all the way to 2025. They like one of the first countries to establish such a statue. You feel me? And I'm very proud of Australia because maybe that's 100,000 less kids who will be exposed to the internet. So, anyways, that's two different things. That's real news about Australia right now. They have banned the allowment usage of any minors under 16 to be able to use I wouldn't say the internet, but to be on social media, because you might need the internet for schoolwork, homework, anything like that. But I would say that's one step towards making our social media streets a little safer. And I agree that their decision, their judgment is fair because a 16-year-old might be able to better make their own choices on social media. If you have to sit down and question them about why they made some post or why they posted some picture or why they were talking to some stranger, clearly a 16-year-old is more in a mature place to answer those type of questions. A kid, they just do stuff just because. And then you got them all over social media. So what was I gonna say? For example, prank calls. Don't y'all sit there and play like y'all didn't used to use the house phone to prank call people. It was just a very trending kid game, even back in my day. But we got disciplined for that because everybody doesn't play those games. Like the worst we deal with today is spam calls. Like I don't have people really just uh what's they called prank call me like that no more. Like we used to see in the 90s. It was more of us prank calling people. I don't think they were prank calling us. You see what I'm saying? Or getting on. You gotta watch kids. I'm just trying to give some examples because I know because we used to be kids. To give some examples of you know, even social media. Every kid ain't on there to take that serious. They on there to troll and that's why I think what Australia did is great. If they under 16, just ban them off social media. And yes, I'm saying it for from You Will Make It TV. I believe more countries should follow suit. Nobody has to agree with my opinions, and none of our topics is with the intent to trigger anybody. If anything we say on here trigger you, just simply unsubscribe, clip off, and keep it moving. Because not every opinion is for everybody anyway. Not every prediction that I speak on is going to be for everybody. And I'm not going to feel less or more love based off of who agrees with me. I'm past that level in life. Maybe I believe the things I believe due to my experiences. And I'll never be the only one who just been through things I've been through. So, anyways, it got to be something significant just about the existence of women altogether. Notice they say, people say it was a serpent, a snake, and now they want to say that reptile people are real. Well, at least they're admitting it. They're coming out speaking on it more. There's nothing to admit. You either believe reptilian people are real or you don't. You can't believe a little bit of it and X out the rest of it because I don't see how that makes sense. All I'm putting together here is I'm gonna admit this too. I believe the reptile people are real too. I believe that there's humans are mixed with a lot of other breeds of stuff, but I'm gonna say it like that for now. They're not just what nationality. You're distracted by the nationalities and the cultures. No, what is in their DNA gene codes? And don't just ask this about one person, please. Let's research everybody and see who's all reptilian at the end of the day. It just make me think like that. Cause, anyways, if the serpent in the garden, maybe he was a reptilian man too. All I know, that reptilian man was straight focused on the woman Eve. He was straight zoomed in on her. He was straight couldn't wait to talk to her. I don't know. He couldn't wait to influence her. As a matter of fact, he couldn't wait to drop a nugget or two in her ear. That's what I mean. I'm trying to find the words to describe it. But I don't think it was some serpent that could talk. Hmm. I think it was a reptilian man. That's the proof of it in the book of Genesis. That reptilian people are here. And they do be trying to get their way with stuff. It happened with Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden as well. This is how ancient their bloodlines are. These cold blooded creatures, literally. These cold blooded creatures that don't mind sacrificing you or anybody else when they want something. Think about it. How is that not a selfish act? What happened to the days well, you work hard for what you want? I don't think they meant work hard at ceremonial ritual practices. I'm not trying to mock anybody's like religion or practices, but if your religion and practices takes the free will of another, I don't agree with it. I just don't. I don't see how that's uplifting for the higher frequencies and vibrations of the world. Any religion that actually takes away uh the freedoms of others, okay? So what I think happened too, like I just think it's parts of the Bible they took out for a reason. How we know that one of the reptilian creatures didn't actually get Eve pregnant. We think Eve's only kids were with Adam. She could have had kids with the reptilian, and now you have a whole now you have a whole nother species that you don't know about. A reptilian human hybrid. Uh it's just crazy. It's crazy to think about, you know. I guess they're trying to show people more than ever. You're gonna either be sacrificed or you're gonna sacrifice somebody. But everybody, we don't wake up with that on our mind, like, and thank God, you know, some of us know that that's not the only way that you can obtain some type of success or notoriety or fame because we were taught the old fashioned way. It's like, how you gonna show us two ways at the same time? First, they be like, go to work, work hard, and make your dreams come true. Get it the honest way. In other news, people are still coming out on podcast interviews talking about how they know sacrificial rituals are real because they've actually been to some of the ceremonies. It's not hidden anymore. They've been to the ceremonies, but what event has ever happened without planning first? Literally, even a wedding, what you call a wedding, it's kind of like considered a ceremony, a ritual, literally a wedding. Because now y'all stepping over the broom. Now you're saying words that they call vows. You're saying to death do us part and stuff like that. That's a little too ritualistic for me. Why can't we just commit to one another? Why does it have to be this ceremony and all these people here witnessing us with the ceremony, knowing a lot of people don't keep the half of the commitments they say at the altar? What's the point? You stepping over the broom, you throwing a bouquet of flowers, and whoever catches it, they're going to get married next. And that rarely happens. They just do that for fun, if you ask me. Everybody that catch those bouquets do not get married next. But it's a ceremony practice that's been happening for ages. People believe if you catch that flower bouquet, it's because you're getting married next. They don't believe that's a coincidence. But we're supposed to believe when people are sacrificed and they die out of nowhere, that's just a coincidence. There's nothing ceremonial about it. There's nothing ritualistic about it. That's why I'm glad more people are speaking up. It's kind of like, oh no, I was finna try to describe how I vision it, but just imagine more people screaming out, crying out, speaking out right before they were finna be ritualistically sacrificed. That's what the days of today look like. Because this generation doesn't want to just lay back and allow that to happen to them. There has to be a better way. We're not saying this generation is more special than the next. I gotta watch how I say that because people will take that as she trying to say her generation is more special than all the other ones. That's not what I'm trying to say. I just don't believe the people of today are going to settle for that without other penalties. If they want to learn how to fight back against people who sit there and plan and set up just like a wedding. Nobody has a wedding without planning it. Think about it. Nobody has a graduation ceremony without planning the ceremony. It's the same thing with any kind of ritual ceremony they have too. You didn't just call everybody up and randomly sacrifice somebody. They had to be planned for years. Maybe months, who knows? Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Let me turn on the light. Thank you. You're so sweet. Um, Why does it matter? If you're not even able to pick up on the signs, symbols, and possibilities that somebody might be trying to sacrifice you, how are you going to protect your kids from it? And what's sad, they say it's a lot of parents doing it to their own kids. If this doesn't prove that the whole time money is backed by energy, money is energy, but this is why I believe money is an energy exchange. Money literally comes from trees. Even the metals, the coins, they come from the natural minerals and elements of the earth too. I was just saying these are not random topics if you can actually end up saving future bloodlines, future, because I think people only care about, you know what I'm saying, the people that they have here right now. We're not thinking about the people that's gone and why they not here no more. Because if we do, we might get too close to admitting that maybe, yeah, some of these people left way before their time, way before their careers could even blow up. That's how you know that sacrificing your soul ain't worth it either. Some of these people appear to have done it and they didn't even have a record deal, but for a few years. How is that worth your whole soul, bro? Having a few albums for 2 or 3 years, or you got to star in two big movies and then you're dead. To me, that's not worth your soul. Some have more long run careers, for sure. Like I saw this other conspiracy video that people now believe Megan, not Megan Good, but Megan Fox, that she's not her anymore. Like maybe she's been replaced or she sold her soul too. Because when you're a fan of somebody, you kind of like grow with them. You notice the changes about them. You might know them down to their jawline, just like they used to say about Gucci Man. You know what I mean? There's some people you cannot pay them to believe that that man that they showing them today is Gucci Man. It doesn't matter. They were such fans. They understand that how big his bottom lip was, how his jawline was, how his hairline was. Um, they actually believe that that's not him. Ain't nothing wrong with people speaking up about that. I love this new generation and the outpouring of knowledge and wisdom and how people have been standing on it. I mean, because you weren't going to be able to hide that forever. Secret rituals that help you stand. Nobody's rituals are secret these days, are they? You do know this is the age of camera technology, advanced camera technology. This is the age of drones. They can be watching you with a drone. You don't know. So how long did you think you're gonna get away? I don't care how secret your society is, how low key what you think you do, ritually sacrificing people is, bro. We're in the age of modern day technology. You weren't gonna get away with it. It just wasn't gonna be secret for too long. Who the hell even made secret societies legal? Everybody else business got to be on 4th Street, but y'all get the luxury of privacy. And what you do in your secret temples and chapels and why? So you want me to believe money is the only thing that can buy that can privilege you with privacy now? Or are they trying to make it this way slowly? Drink it, and give it back. I just thought that strange. Like, you ever asked yourself with why there's still so many unsolved cases, what they call them, closed cases that they never found out what happened to people. Yet we have so many psychics and fortune tellers, they can find out what happened to people. But if the psychic or fortune teller says, yeah, this person was sacrificed, why don't nobody believe him? But if the psychic say, yeah, you're going to have $1 million in 10 years, you want to believe that. You want to go make sure you can help manifest and bring that to pass. And people got to be a little smarter than that. You, I notice people are like that with fortune tellers, just like they are with the Bible. They want to pick and choose what they believe, and the truth is not one of those things. The truth is not an apple tree. I mean, in the Garden of Eden, there was a tree called the tree of life, or the tree of knowledge of both good and evil. But other than that, there's no real tree tied to truth where you can just pick off of it what you want to believe when the whole time the whole tree is called the truth. That goes for with psychics, fortune tellers, the CERN projects. They done found all kind of creative ways to know people's futures. And there's nothing more nosy. Nosy is not even a category anymore. What are you when you just must know the person's future? You must know their past. You must know everything about their present, or you feel like I'm telling y'all what it is. It's all power and control. You mean to tell me you don't control a person unless you know every detail about their past, present, and future? Because that sounds a little slavish. So back to my point, if a sacrifice is not willing, because let me tell you the difference. Abraham's son Isaac, they can keep trying to compare his story and say that that's why it's okay to sacrifice people, because even Abraham was going to sacrifice his own son, his only son at the time, that he actually had to pray many, many years and trust God just so he could have a baby. Just imagine it, like you wait a long, long, long time before you even get your first child. Then God asks you. It was a test. It was a test. Even God Himself told him, no, I don't want you to sacrifice Isaac. It was just, I wanted to see if you were being willing to give me back what I gave you. And if a lot of people was put to that test today, they wouldn't even be able to. Abraham was called the friend of God for a reason. He understood these type of spiritual laws, like how things work. I mean, God gave me the son. Why I can't give the son back to God? God gave me the daughter. Why I can't give it back to God? God gave me the money. Why I can't give it back to God? If He say, go give all your riches to the poor right now, empty out your whole bank account and give it back to the poor and needy. You know how many people God has probably asked to do that? Very wealthy, privileged people that God has probably already put to the test and said, okay, well, I bless you with it. Now give it back to who I say you should give it to. I bet you they don't be wanting to hear that, but they want to bring up Abraham and Isaac's story, you know. It's really, really crazy. Uh, I do say that matters. Like, if women are already scientifically proven to be the weaker vessels in strength and stuff like this, like actual human strength, the woman will always be the weaker vessel. But you're still trying to convince people that all these women were willing sacrifices. Like, yeah, they said they want these. Are you sure? Are you sure you brought them the offer and introduced them to it and tried to convince them that it was okay? Like, you can't pay me to believe that every woman that was sacrificed was willingly uh to go along with that. Maybe y'all be out here scouting and like coaches. You know, a coach that scouts for talent, that's what these people do. They go out and say, Who can I sacrifice? And it's easier for them to shop for people to sacrifice because now you got social media. Not everybody is on there for fun and games like you guys are. Some of them is on there looking for their next sex trafficking victim. They're looking for their next ritual sacrifice victims. We thought they was on there looking for talent. That's not how that works. Anybody wants to be a star and get a record deal, but what are they willing to do for it? That's what the industry wants to know. And that's how the portals and doors open to sacrifices end up happening. But I still feel so deeply uh I feel for Kanye West because like he made it very clear how much he loved his mother. And I don't think right now that she went and laid on the operation table and said, "Yeah, kill me, make me a sacrifice for Kanye West's career." Maybe he even regrets that she not here anymore. You know what I'm saying? The truth is though, how many people is living off your money, Kanye West, right now? But your mother that was sacrificed, that wasn't their mother. They don't care about what you lost and what you sacrificed. They just want a piece of the pie. And you can sit here and write a whole journal for people. Like, okay, let me write this down so y'all understand how much I've given up to be where I am today. They still wouldn't care. I mean, you're not gonna get no special award for that, except whatever reward comes with who and what you sacrifice. And then people are not, they don't care. They just want to take what you got out of it. Oh, okay, you sacrificed your mom. Can I have $1,000? That's how they gonna look at it. Like, oh, you sacrificed your sister, your brother, your cousin, because they say that's another thing. I don't know how these sacrificial rituals work, but don't you have to actually love the person you sacrifice? Know the person you sacrifice? Even with the Migos, one of their members that died recently on Halloween night, might we add, at a freaking Halloween party. And you don't want people to think that Takeoff was sacrificed. He literally died at a Halloween party. Anyways, this is another one of those examples of how they want you to think he was just coincidentally randomly shot at a party. But the party was a whole Halloween party, bro. And with that story, they say he didn't even want to go to the party that night. So you're not gonna tell me that every sacrifice be willingly. No, y'all be already planning who you're gonna do this to for your own selfish gains, just so people know why I plead. I'm just one of many or one of few, however you want to look at it. But I plead with the universe about the the way that the majority is choosing just to get a leg up in life these days. They shouldn't be allowed to sacrifice anybody who wasn't a willing. Okay, let's say the sacrifice is under 16. They shouldn't even be allowed. That ain't even a grown up yet. Like, you know, but it shows you a lot. You can't convince people you care about people and it's whole kids in y'all sacrificial rituals. Whole babies, whole minors, bro. I'm bringing that up because, like, wherein can a kid give you consent and they're 100%, they would have to be 100% aware of everything pertaining to the ritual. They thought they was gonna get away in this reality, in this lifetime, with manipulating people into being willing sacrifices. If you manipulate somebody into being a willing sacrifice, they're still not a willing sacrifice. You had to manipulate them just for them to want to do. That's what I said. If I sacrifice somebody to get a rap career, I mean, if I'm supposed to be a sacrifice for somebody to get a rap career, they better be able to rap. And then what else about them is so special that I should lay my whole life down so you can have a rap career? It's so weird. That's what I'm saying. Some of these people make sacrifices. It looks like a scam. And then look, King Von ain't even here no more. Like he didn't even have his career long. So is it worth it? Why Millie locked up right now? Kanye West being labeled crazy while all these other people showboat with your money that you made off of Adidas brands deals. You know, people like 50 Cent, though, I don't think he ever, I'm not trying to be funny. I don't think he's into that. If anything, he he was the one shot. He's the one had a lot of near death experiences. It's like he was somebody. If you ask me, somebody was trying to sacrifice 50 Cent a long time ago. Y'all know where 50 Cent from? New York. It seemed like New York is very into sacrificing people, along with New Orleans. I'm just naming a few cities where like it's like you can't even hide it no more, bro. Y'all believe in it out there. My question is, why are the sacrifices never willing participants? You gotta force them, scare them, break them down, weaken them, uh, just for them to agree with it. You know that ain't nowhere near close to holy. HOLY. There's nothing sacred, holy of God about these demonic pentagrammal rituals. People might think I'm scared. I'm not scared. I'm more excited to be alive right now to learn more about it, not just through science books and religious books, through actual experience out here. People trying to tell you, oh, such and such just died. It's nothing. It was just that person time to go. They're making it, they're playing with death so much. The people that work in morgues and people that actually work in the field of death are probably confused right now because you're putting more work on them, just killing people so you can have a better life. Now they got to investigate what happened to this person. What was going on in this person's life 5 years before? What led up to their death? Who was they hanging around? What enemies did they have? These are the type of questions investigators might ask. And I don't care who it is, whether you're a celebrity or you didn't have no money. Most times, if it's like Kim Porter though, and you just tell people she died of pneumonia, why would people suspect any foul play? But just because she was with P. Diddy, they just said tragic stuff. It's not a good reputation to have. Like, yeah, you hang out with this person, tragic stuff gonna start happening to you soon. Like, who are you? Now wonder people ask that. And they ain't talking about me, they talking about people like P. Diddy. Who are you, brother, that everybody that hang around you come to your party and falls into the line of your BS? Something tragic always happened to them. Who are you? Don't ask God's people that. You know who we are. Who are people like this? Tragedies happen all around their artists, their artists' careers, their artists' family lives, their artists' kids. Something weird always start happening, and you want me to believe that my soul is worth that. No, it's not. I gotta lose everything and go through tragedy. So it look like people like P. Diddy, they just get people close to them just to take. Just to take. Cause how did they sign a label? But mostly everybody that signed with you, bro, say they didn't even get paid what they were worth. They didn't even get paid. They said he took most of the money. Yeah, they say most of the artists, if y'all watch that docu series, it's nothing but a bunch of them saying that they didn't get paid. And that little Rod guy, my heart goes out to him. I just think he funny. Like he's kind of like me, where you just it ain't that you don't take your life serious, but if you take it too serious, you'll be mad. Like it'll get worse. I don't know how to explain it to people, but back to what I forgot where I left off on. Why do everybody that worked with this man say they wasn't being paid right? You don't hear Nicki Minaj staff saying no stuff like that, but you do hear Nicki Minaj. She's going through. her bank accounts being stole from. Ain't nothing about that industry worth. Anyways, if you are willing sacrifice, I guess that's the only thing I'm against about it. And how can a woman always be willing? WILLINGLY. She already a woman, and people stay trying to tell you what to do with your body, with your kids, with your money. When you're a woman, and you mean to tell me every woman that was sacrificed like was cool with it? I don't think Kanye West mama was cool with it. As a matter of fact, what if God do some new judgment where all the people that were unwillingly sacrificed actually get power over you? You wouldn't want to play with nothing like that. You might say, how is that possible? Well, they in the spirit world now, right? They're in another dimension. They're in another parallel universe. They're dead now. Are they dead or they're just dead in your conscious? Because if God do some kind of special arrangement where now they get to come back and do whatever to you because you sacrificed them and they were not cool with it, what are people gonna do? And they better pay attention because their CERN machine that they working on in Switzerland and stuff like this, it might all be tied together. Notice in the Scooby Doo movie, I'm not talking about the cartoon series. The movie, it's a movie called Scooby Doo. They go to this island. It's supposed to be like a theme park. Y'all got to look at the messages in these movies. What's funny about this theme park is nobody knew about it. Only selected people got invited. The movie is called Scooby Doo. I can't make this up. They just all randomly receive invitations to come to this quote unquote very fun place. Doesn't that remind you of P. Diddy house? Uh, just imagine you go to your mailbox and it says, hey, you just won 2 free tickets to uh come hang out at this theme park. So everybody that was at that theme park at that time in the movie, they all had received the same invitation, but they thought they was all coming just to have fun, right? So even in that Scooby Doo movie, none of those teenagers that was at that theme park that came to have fun, they came with the intention to have fun, not for some spooky spiritual reasons. But by the end of the movie, that's what they were a part of. Somehow by the end of the movie, they had ended up trapping plasma sources. So it reminds me of the CERN machine. It was just a bunch of plasma. They call it plasma, but it's not interesting to people. The soul, they know that souls exist because plasma exists. But that's another story. And they look like little green ghosts, right? You seen Daphne and Scooby Doo. They had like these little ghost images. These were supposed to be their souls trapped in this machine. There's some evil villain. He needed everybody's soul. He needed specific souls in this machine for whatever he was trying to create to manifest. So I guess that is a creepy movie. I never really thought about it. Scooby Doo is always based off not just villains like on Batman and Superman fight. Every Scooby Doo episode, the villain is not just a regular villain. It's a villain that is into ghosts and rituals and something weird. And they be trying to steal people's souls and blood. If you need to see an example of it, just watch some Scooby Doo episodes. And the detectives always got to step in and find out who the villain is. And the whole time, this person just been stealing souls so they can make some giant robot machine. Just stupid stuff. Villains be having their own result that they're looking for at the end of the day.